What if one simple idea could change the world? What if a single principle found in every culture, every faith, every philosophy held the power to bring us together? This is the golden rule. Treat others as you wish to be treated. It can be formulated with different words, but its meaning is always the same. As a matter of fact, it's more than words. It's a way of life. A timeless compass guiding us toward kindness, respect, and understanding. Every year, on April 5th, people around the world come together to celebrate Golden Rule Day, a global movement of compassion in action. Join us for powerful conversations, inspiring stories, and actions that make a real difference. From educators to activists, faith leaders to everyday people. This is a day for everyone. The Golden Rule reminds us that kindness is our greatest strength. One act of empathy can ripple across the world. Change begins within us. Let's make compassion the norm. This Golden Rule Day, let's do more than celebrate. Let's live the Golden Rule. Let's share its message. And most importantly, let's take action. Because a world rooted in compassion is a world where everyone thrives.
This is Golden Rule Day, and we remember that in every single one of the major world religions, the core of religiosity, the test of true spirituality, is always to treat all others as we would wish to be treated ourselves. We have to look into our own hearts, discover what gives us pain, and then refuse under any circumstance whatsoever to inflict that pain on anybody else. As Confucius said, it has to be done all day and every day, not just when we feel like it. Sometimes in England we have a habit of saying when we've done something nice for somebody, well, that's my good deed for the day, as though we could return for the next 23 hours to our usual life of unkindness and bitterness and selfishness, but all day and every day to dethrone ourselves from the center of our world and put another there. And basically the world needs compassion. We're living in a very polarized world which is full of hatred and suspicion and violence. And unless now we learn to implement the Golden Rule globally so that we treat all nations, all peoples, as we would wish to be treated ourselves, we're not going to have a viable world. And that's why it was so important when Ambassador Musi Hailo made this Golden Rule Day to remind us of this fact, to remind us of the centrality and importance of what the Charter for Compassion is trying to do, which is to raise awareness and bring compassion back to the center of moral, spiritual, private and public life, so that we can build a global community where all peoples are treated with respect.
Happy Golden Rule Day. My name is Felipe and I'm here with the Charter for Compassion to celebrate Golden Rule Day today, Saturday, April 5th, 2025.
In a time when division feels louder than unity and politics too often pit neighbor against neighbor, we must ask ourselves, what can guide us forward? The answer has always been within us, the golden rule. Treat others as you want to be treated, or as you wish to be treated. The simple principle is not just a moral idea, it's humanity's timeless compass, and we need it now more than ever. In politics, the golden rule reminds us that behind every policy debate is a person. It calls leaders to legislate not for power or party, but with empathy for the people they serve, even those who disagree with them. Imagine a politics that is rooted not in rivalry, but in respect. What would that look like? And our civic duties, voting, speaking out, serving others, the golden rule asks us to act not only for ourselves, but with care for the common good. It urges us to listen before we argue, to engage instead of retreat, and to show up for one another as citizens of a shared humanity. And in our communities, this compass points us toward connection over conflict. When we look past labels, when we extend a hand instead of pointing a finger, we build bridges that are stronger than any other type of ideology. The golden rule doesn't demand that we all think the same. It invites us to see each other fully. And let me repeat that. It's not about all thinking the same thing. It's the golden rule, it's inviting us to see each other fully, to treat each other with dignity, especially when it's hard. Let us follow this compass. Let us bring into our politics, our neighborhoods, and our daily lives this important principle of treating one another with respect, of treating others as you want to be treated. Because if we can lead with compassion, we can lead one another home toward unity, peace, and a future where everyone belongs. We have a very incredible program ready for you. We hope that you enjoy it. There's a lot of action items that are presented in different offerings that people and organizations provided. And I invite you to not only think of this principle, the golden rule, as, oh, what a beautiful principle that we all know, that we all learn at some point, but more about taking action, just like compassion. Compassion and the golden rule are principles of action. And we hope that with this, we spark a little bit more of that fire so that we can create more just, equitable, and compassionate communities around the world. Thank you.
We are in Central Park asking people what they think the golden rule is and why it's important.
The golden rule?
Yes.
The golden rule, wow. The golden rule, what is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
The golden rule. I've never heard of that. I don't know.
The golden rule.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I don't know it.
I have not heard of the golden rule.
You've never heard of the golden rule?
I don't remember what it is.
The golden rule?
Yes.
Of anything? That's very deep and profound, isn't it?
It's do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Bingo.
Okay, I believe it's the ability to coexist with others by treating the way that we want it to be treated.
The golden rule is treat others as you would like to be treated as yourself, correct?
Golden rule, it's a rule that was actually made by Confucius. And the main issues of the Confucianism is that you should respect the elderly people and actually respect everyone.
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
I believe, what is it, Hillel said?
Yes.
Said that when asked to explain the Torah while standing on one leg, said, the Torah says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The rest is commentary. Go learn it.
The golden rule, when I was taught in elementary, a simple answer would be treat people the way you treat yourself.
Oh man, that's it. In a divided world full of conflict and mistrust, a grassroots movement has emerged to remind every person on the planet that we share one thing in common: the golden rule. Treat others and the planet as you would like to be treated. These words are found in sacred texts of most organized religions throughout history. In 2007, URI Africa and Interfaith Peacebuilding Initiative declared April 5th as Golden Rule Day in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and called upon all citizens of the world to join them in proclaiming the day and living every day according to the teaching of the Golden Rule in order to make our world better and more peaceful for all. Since then, about 700 organizations in 165 countries have joined in proclaiming Golden Rule Day each year. The first 24-hour global webinar celebrating the Golden Rule took place April 5th, 2018. It was organized by 4 international NGOs: the Golden Rule Project, United Religions Initiative, Charter for Compassion, and the Grandmothers Global Healing Movement. More than 30 organizations across the world served as participating partners, organizing events and providing video content for the webcast, which was transmitted live on the goldenruleday.org website and Facebook Live. The international webcast began with World Peace Prayers offered for 193 countries by the Goi Peace Foundation in Japan, an interview with Australia megastar Lior, and the playing of the Compassion Symphony. A discussion on kindness led by Indian pop singer Nemo Patel.
What's the reason why we holding back from being kind? What's the disease? But then I sense we are fine. It'll all happen one small step at a time.
And music and messages from reggae superstar Peto Banton.
One God, one aim, one destiny, which means that we're all God's children, brothers and sisters.
In South Africa, college students of different races shared stories of how problems with race remain, but with hard work, society will change. In Monterrey, Mexico, the Charter for Compassion chapter shared how they encourage government, business, schools, media, and families to build a more just and sensitive society to human suffering by tirelessly seeking true peace.
Impulsa a trabajar incansablemente para aliviar el sufrimiento de nuestros semejantes.
Para destronarnos a nosotros mismos del centro de nuestro mundo y poner a otro ahí.
In the United Kingdom, an interview focused on the importance of the Golden Rule to care for the earth. Students from the Middle East, Pakistan, and India shared thoughts on kindness despite differences in religion.
भगवान और अल्लाह में फर्क क्या है?
मेरे ख्याल से वो सारे एक ही है, सिर्फ उनके नाम अलग हैं.
Faith leaders from most of the world's major religions, along with shamans and indigenous spiritual leaders, added their voices to fully demonstrate how the Golden Rule is universal. Ella Gandhi, granddaughter of Mahatma Gandhi, shared, "May this day reverberate throughout the world and cause real ripples of change, which must start with us."
In this day and age, if we practice that a little more freely, things might change.
Okay, so a charter is a document, much like the Declaration of Independence or the Magna Carta, where you swear to uphold certain ideas or beliefs no matter what. The Charter for Compassion is a document written by people from around the world representing every country and every faith. People like Archbishop Desmond Tutu, Grand Mufti Sheikh Ali Gomaa, and Karen Armstrong. Thousands have affirmed the Charter, like Queen Rania, Sir Richard Branson, and even His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Compassion is basically, well, it's the Golden Rule. It's an idea that has been around for centuries, and it's at the core of all the world's religious and ethical beliefs. The Charter for Compassion is a declaration to restore compassion to the center of our moral and religious traditions. Starting as a wish at the TED conference, it has inspired a movement. Over in San Francisco, there are students that are getting together to talk about what the Golden Rule means to them. Seattle took up the charter, becoming the first official compassionate city.
Compassionate Seattle. It is up to...
And in the US, the entire Presbyterian Church signed up, which is awesome. The Irish threw a Compassion Festival, and in South Africa, the Reverend Peter Story unveiled the charter at the World Cup. The Charter for Compassion has been endorsed by institutions as diverse as the Sydney Opera House, the Washington Cathedral, the Karachi Press Club, the Chautauqua Institution, and the Garden of Forgiveness in Lebanon. From Amsterdam to Pakistan, from Mexico to Dubai, Lahore to London, Toronto to Tel Aviv, I mean everywhere, millions of people around the world are coming together to make the Charter their own. And now, we're looking to you. Do you want your own school, community, city, or country to be more compassionate? Go to charterforcompassion.org to find out how. Why don't we all start right about now?
To me, the most amazing thing about the Golden Rule is its omnipresence across history. Researchers have discovered several hundred expressions of the Golden Rule, from ancient and modern sources, as well as from religious and non-religious sources. And when you read through these many hundreds of Golden Rules, as I have had occasion to do, you understand why people refer to the Golden Rule as the most universal, most consistent, and most prevalent moral principle in history. There are three cardinal qualities associated with the Golden Rule: simplicity, universality, and power. Simplicity. The Golden Rule is a simple message. You don't have to be a genius to figure it out. Simple, but not easy. It is not easy to live the Golden Rule. In fact, some wise souls have claimed that the greatness of the Golden Rule is matched only by the difficulty involved in actually living it. Universality. Here we are not referring only to the universal presence of the Golden Rule across history, but also to its universal appeal. What is it in the Golden Rule that attracts us? The Golden Rule speaks to the goodness within us. It inspires us and it challenges us to become better persons every day. Power. The Golden Rule has this wonderful ability to summarize large bodies of moral teachings in just a very few words. And this itself is quite an accomplishment. Because the Golden Rule is a point of agreement and a common denominator among the peoples of so many of the world's cultures, religions, philosophies, and ethnic groups, it has tremendous capacity for teaching us wonderful values. Values such as unity, nonviolence, social justice, economic justice, the promotion of compassion and the teaching of ethics, the promotion of multicultural cooperation and multi-religious cooperation. The Golden Rule may be the best guide we have for enabling all the world's people to live together in peace. The universal presence of the Golden Rule across history gives it tremendous moral authority. What does it mean, for example, that this moral principle shows up so consistently across the cultures and religions and philosophies of history? Well, one thing it means to me is that to reflect on the Golden Rule is to reflect from the perspective of a universal wisdom. So what, then, is the magic and the mystery and the power of the Golden Rule? Some people claim that the magic and the power of the Golden Rule has to do with the fact that unity is its underlying assumption. And if we were to apply this logic to a very well-known and powerful expression of the Golden Rule found in the Hebrew Scriptures, love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself, because your neighbor is yourself. Quite a number of famous people throughout history have expressed their understanding of the Golden Rule or have commented on it. People like, for example, Aristotle, Homer, Rumi, Charles Dickens, Charles Darwin, President John F. Kennedy, Eleanor Roosevelt, and many, many others. The oldest written record of the Golden Rule, dated 1650 BCE, ancient Egypt. Do for one who may do for you, that you may cause him thus to do. Shintoism. The heart of the person before you is a mirror. See there your own form. Chief Seattle. Whatever befalls the earth, befalls the sons and daughters of the earth. We did not weave the web of life. We are merely a strand of it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. Black Elk. All things are our relatives. What we do to everything, we do to ourselves. All is really one. The Yoruba people of Nigeria. If one is going to take a pointed stick to pinch a baby bird, one should first try it on himself to feel how it hurts. Albert Schweitzer. Revere the life of the other as you revere your own life. Maintain and encourage the life of the other as you maintain and encourage your own life. Socrates. Do not do to others that which would anger you if others did it to you. Mahatma Gandhi. He who seeks truth alone follows the Golden Rule. Mark Twain. Do something every day that you don't want to do. This is the Golden Rule for acquiring the habit of doing your duty without pain. Bob Dylan. You got to do unto others like you'd have them. Like you'd have them do unto you. In the 1980s, I was reading through a book on world religions when I came to a page that contained sacred writings from a number of religious traditions, maybe 7 or 8. And all of these sacred writings were under the rubric of the Golden Rule. I'd never seen this before. It really blew my mind. And it triggered in me a passion and an energy and a commitment that I have never lost. I think what I realized then is the tremendous capacity of the Golden Rule as a tool for unity. In the coming years, I began to dream of a poster that would depict what I had seen on this page, all of these golden rules with their symbols and some type of wonderful visual display. And in the year 2000, that dream came true with the publication of the Golden Rule poster. A year after it was published, 9/11 occurred. And that's important because it was really a cause for much reflection among many people. And the Golden Rule poster really began to make more sense to people. The Golden Rule poster is a symbol for the global human community. On the globe that is at the center of the poster, lines of longitude connect the various continents to one another in a single global human community. There are no lines dividing the various continents into nations, symbolizing, of course, international community. The symbols of the world's religions are surrounded by a circle. The circle is a very important theme in the entire poster. In fact, many of the world religion symbols themselves are circles or partial circles. And the 13 symbols of the world's religions make a circle of circles all around the poster. The circle is important because of its profound symbolic meaning. It is found in every religion and culture and symbolizes unity and interconnectedness. If you look at any circle anywhere, you will find that in the circle, everything is connected and everything is one. The entire poster could be conceived as a wheel with numerous spokes going out from the central hub, which is the globe, the earth, and has the words "the Golden Rule" superimposed upon it. From another perspective, the lines that flow from the outer edges inwards toward the globe. The center of the poster, the earth, could also be viewed symbolically as the sun, light, one of the most universal symbols across history.
See the invitation to Artistic Bridges on the Charter for Compassion webpage in 131 languages. We invite the young people of the world to create. 4 to 18-year-olds are invited to make songs, to make stories, to make pictures, to make poems, to do dramas, to do dances, to create, to get in touch with their feelings, with their hopes, with their dreams, with their confusion, with their compassion, to create. And as we do this, we get to know ourselves better. As we do this, we build relationships with other people. As we create, we start to heal the fear within us. As we create, we start to bubble up with new ideas and hopes and possibilities. As we create, we get to a deeper wisdom that the world needs now more than ever. We need to remember, treat others as you would like for them to treat you. Don't treat others in ways that you don't want to be treated. And as we create, we build the relationships, we build the hope, we overcome the barriers with our artistic bridges. This is the time to go to the webpage Artistic Bridges on the Charter for Compassion website. And this is the time to see people who want to be your friends. Young people in Ukraine, young people in Mexico, people in Guatemala, people in Uganda, people in Palestine, people in the United States. And keep in mind that there are 131 languages out there inviting other people. So why don't you gather friends, gather all the people that you can, and get more and more artistic bridges being created. This is the time for us to be people of compassion who circle the world with our compassion, who circle the world with our hope and our love, reaching out to build peace, reaching out to build a just, hopeful world of friends.
Hola, me llamo Fátima Anaí Carles y tengo 5 años. Me levanto a las 6:30, me cepillo, me lavo la cara, como y me voy, llevo mi mochila a la escuela y camino hasta la escuela. Y desayuno todos los días antes de ir a la escuela. Buenos días, soy Emily y así es el otro día de clases. Primero hicimos la oración, después repasamos los números, después el cuento.
Muy bien, la oruga es de color verde.
Nos lavamos las manos. Hoy comimos dobladas y salsa y atol de trigo. A mí sí me gustaron mucho. También cantamos las canciones. Mi mamá me trae hasta ir a la casa a descansar. O si no puedo aprender los colores de cachiquel. Y me gusta estudiar mucho. Y me encanta mucho. Gracias a Dios. Gracias por mirar el video.
Hello, my name is Nathaniel Garcia, and I am the club advocate for the Environmental Club here at St. Anthony's. The golden rule is, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Artistic Bridges is giving gifts. You make something and give it as a gift to others in the world. You give first. Taking care of the earth is a gift. Showing the beauty of the earth is a gift. Our partnership has taught us that art can give children hope and express their love for the earth.
Create your thoughts, create a healthy world. Hi,
I'm Pam Pence, Executive Director of Stable Planet Alliance. At Stable Planet, we believe that storytelling has the power to shape our world. By sharing our visions of a compassionate, just, and ecologically sustainable future, we help bring that future into reality together. The Golden Rule: do unto them as you would have them do unto you. The Platinum Rule: do unto others as they would have done unto them. The Platinum Rule invites us to see each other, to listen, to understand, and to co-create a world that reflects everyone's hopes and dreams. A compassionate, just, and ecologically sustainable world is a North Star that unites us all. But the path to that future isn't easy. We're navigating through profound challenges like climate crisis, social injustice, and biodiversity loss. Yet in these moments of struggle, we find opportunities to evolve and rise together. That's why we're building a movement. We are partnering with thought leaders, organizations, and everyday people like you and I to cultivate an informed and engaged public. Equipped with critical thinking, creativity, and open hearts, we can transform how we live, how we lead, and how we care for one another. When we choose to embody the Golden and Platinum Rules, we don't just dream of a better future, we create it. By sharing stories, sparking conversations, and encouraging courageous actions, we develop the wisdom and maturity to shape a society that truly works for all. We educate, we vote, and we act. Are you ready to be part of this transformation? If so, join us. Visit our website or email us at info@stableplanetalliance.org to be an evolutionary communicator. Create your thoughts, create a healthy world. Together.
What if I told you that the answer to many of the world's challenges, conflict, division, despair, that answer has been with us all along? It's a principle found in every major religion, in the wisdom of philosophers, and in the hearts of children. It's the Golden Rule: treat others as you wish to be treated. Simple, universal, powerful. A timeless compass pointing us toward our shared humanity. My name is Will Rucker, and I'm a proud board member with the Charter for Compassion. I joined this movement to build a world where we treat each other with dignity and respect, where our policies, our relationships, and our daily actions reflect that simple rule: treat others as you wish to be treated. In Las Vegas, we're building something special. This city, often known for glitz and entertainment, it's proving that compassion can thrive here too. From efforts in health equity to partnerships between faith communities to programs empowering youth, Las Vegas, compassionate Las Vegas, is showing the world that it's possible to lead with heart. Compassionate Las Vegas is a network committed to building communities, institutions, and systems rooted in compassion, guided by compassion, demonstrating compassion. It's about taking the Golden Rule from an idea to a practice, from a quote to a culture. Now, it's not always easy, but when we lead with empathy and when we choose to really see one another, something shifts. We stop just surviving and we start building something deeper, something that lasts. For so long, we've been taught to see life as a cup, to pour ourselves out until we're empty, or to guard what we have in fear of scarcity. But what if compassion isn't about emptying ourselves? What if it's about being a flame, a light that can ignite others without ever dimming itself? When we live by the golden rule, we move beyond zero-sum thinking, beyond me versus you, and step into the truth of our interconnected reality. Every act of kindness, every choice to listen, every moment of empathy, it doesn't just help one person. It ripples outward, lighting the way for others. In a world full of uncertainty and division, the golden rule remains our anchor. It's the guide we turn to when the path is unclear. It's the mirror that reminds us of our shared humanity. It's the compass that always points us back to each other. So whether you're in Las Vegas or anywhere in the world, remember, we are not cups running dry when we give. We are flames capable of lighting countless others without losing our own light. Live with empathy, lead with compassion, and let the golden rule be your guide. Together, we can build a world where everyone belongs. Because compassion isn't the exception, it's the expectation. The golden rule, humanity's timeless compass.
We know that there are millions of people around the world that are ready to commit with others to co-create the world our hearts wish to see. There's a lot of energy and commitment to want to do this, yet just a small amount of those people are visible to each other.
Let's begin to make all our compassionate friends visible to each other. We also want to invite other compassionate organizations to offer their members and followers to become visible between each other and with us. We have the potential to create an exponential impact when we work together.
Welcome to the Co-Creators Map. Showing up as a co-creator on this map is an invitation to participate in co-creating the world our hearts wish to see. Be a part of the evolution towards a more just and equitable world. If this resonates with you, register in the map of co-creators.
How? It's easy. The map opens up showing your location. Select the language you prefer while using the map. Click on the Register button located in the top right corner. You can choose to register as yourself or as an organization. Simply fill out the information you wish to share with others in the community. Everyone will be able to see your name, the name of the organization, and your website. But no one will be able to see any other personal information. Choose your main interest. You can only choose one. Select other personal interests from the list in which you and/or your organization identify with. Here you can choose as many interests as you want.
Once you click on the Accept button, an email will be sent to your inbox to confirm that you are registered. Confirm your registration by clicking on the Register link. And just like that, you are on the map. You can use the filter located in the top left corner to find people and organizations close to you in other parts of the world with similar interests. You can get in touch with them through the map by clicking on their pin, selecting with whom you would like to communicate, and using the Send Invitation button located in the top right corner. You can select as many pins as you want.
Use this tool to invite other co-creators on the map that might be interested in co-creating a better world with you, as well as receive invites from them. Remember that your email address won't be known to them until you reply, and you are not obligated to reply. If you don't want to be part of the map anymore, or you'd like to change your information, simply click on Unsubscribe and register again with the correct information. Showing up as a co-creator on this map is an invitation to participate in perhaps the biggest adventure of all times, co-creating the society our hearts wish to see, giving light to paradise on earth. We're growing every day. Join us.
What if peace on Earth was actually possible?
40 million people is 0.5% of humanity. 0.5% is a tipping point when you start to tip consciousness. We're hoping to have 40 million people playing the game.
The game, the Peace on Earth game. Wow, it is a life changer. I had the honor of being the team leader. We were in the alpha pilot phase, so it was just the very first time the game was being tested and played.
I truly believe we're in one of the greatest time periods on our whole planet.
Time has come.
I'm so alive with this game, and I'm seeing relationships really shift. It really comes from the different actions.
It's about behavior change. It's demanding. The game is not a walk in the park.
As soon as I was invited to be a player and then a team leader and to find my own team leaders, I was just really loving all of the actions.
Peace on Earth by 2030 game team.
I believe that every human being deserves to live in peace.
Free of war, free of violence, free of hate.
I was deeply shifted by both being a team leader and by playing the game.
Help us move this Peace on Earth initiative forward.
What if it was not only possible, but could be achieved by 2030? We invite you to be one of the planet's dream keepers and accept this sacred fire as a torchbearer for our future as a species. We are building a movement of dream keepers, those who believe peace on Earth is possible and are committed to making it a reality.
It adds clarity and it adds credibility to our work that we're already doing.
Each week, my hope became deeper, my belief that something as abstract as peace could be possible, because all of us were doing these incredible actions together.
It can completely lift you up as a guide for this peace revelation, helping to evolve our planet.
Helping bring a really amazing renaissance of new thinking and change and hope for the planet. And we're right in the middle of being awake to that, and it's really happening.
We are part of a game.
Helping to create positive change on the planet.
We're bringing change, and that we're not going to stop until we do it, and it's super exciting.
This is actually how Peace on Earth works. One community at a time, one pose zone at a time. And the eternal flame idea, which came out of the experience of the Earth, and when we were passing the fire around the world, there were these eternal flames created, lots of them.
And during the first Earth run, they carried the torch of peace around the planet, and there's so many stories and testimonials of how when people saw the flame, they were just in awe or brought into this mythical space of imagining peace on the planet already. And there's still a flame going at the site of Buddha's birthplace and multiple other eternal flames going around the planet from when the Earth run happened. Everywhere that there's a Peace on Earth zone that happens, we're encouraging every zone to light an eternal flame somewhere in their region, their city, their town, or wherever they're claiming as their Peace on Earth zone.
But what we want to do is start to create eternal flames in all these communities. It's peace sanctuaries and pilgrimage sites.
Most of us in Afghanistan, we have lost our childhood, with shootings, with explosions. We are working to build peace. I'm thinking of a world, I'm closing my eyes, imagining and visualizing, a world which everyone is happy, no more killings, where peace is everywhere. I believe that every human being, we are all equal, and I believe that every human being deserves a better life than this.
The peace game is getting done through the racial justice training, making it multiracial, and it goes across the country, goes across the world. Then there would be deep friendships developing. But now is the time. This is the time to embrace the shift that God has provided us.
So we've had a lot of excitement in our community, even youth that are playing, that this is giving them hope to help with climate change, helping with curing hunger in our community, working on some big greenhouse projects here. We've worked really hard on creating a new website that just went live as well, too, where you can learn all about the game.
Watch Peace on Earth happen in 1 decade.
So the game works at 2 levels, behaviorally and consciousness-wise.
What if enough people playing a game could tip the world into this reality. These 7 actions are designed as a global game that will take place between 2020 and 2030.
Each player within each action participates on their growing edge, no further than they can go. However, they have to stretch. They have to get out of their comfort zone.
Everyone on our team had these beautiful miracles happening every day. The personal experience of playing the game is deeply moving, but then there's this collective experience within your 5 to 8 people that you're playing with, where you can come back and just see, oh my goodness, 5 to 8 people can truly start to shift a huge area around us. I think just the 8 people on our team made a huge wave of peace. The game is about collaboration on the most beautiful levels. Love is at the core of this game.
I feel such a higher frequency.
At this critical time, when we are becoming more and more divided, this game serves as deep medicine to heal that which separates us.
Of course I want to play the game. Of course I want to be a part of that. Of course I want to.
The end game is that you get initiated as a Dreamkeeper when you've done all 7 actions.
Our team is all over the world. The game offers an opportunity for every single human to awaken to the understanding that we are all prophets.
That is so beautiful.
The kids get it. I really believe that our little town here is a prototype of what's possible for our world.
I'm really glad that I played the game.
The frequency was raised again. This is peace on earth. This is what we're here for. This is what we came here to experience.
If you feel the call to be a team leader, know that you can handle it and you will have the support of your team.
Your life is the game. You just show up in your life in this other way. You're befriending the people that you might have just passed by on the street. What if it was actually possible? Peace on earth is possible by 2030, if you're willing to believe it.
I hope you'll join.
I'll carry the torch. Will you?
Hello, friends. I'm Reverend Charlene Manuel, Chair of the Parliament of the World's Religions. I'm joined today by several of the Parliament board members to honor, promote, and celebrate Golden Rule Day. The mission of the Parliament and the Charter for Compassion share a common purpose, joint theme, and vision: to live in a world where all people may live in harmony, contribute to a better world, and where all life flourishes with compassion. The times in which we live demand greater energy, effort, courage, and commitment from all of us to strive toward the world we want to live in. These times call for us to choose carefully our thoughts, our words, our actions, so that we align with a basic ideal: treat others the way we want to be treated. The Golden Rule exists from ancient guidelines for human behavior, which are found in the teachings of the religions of the world. The Parliament's signature document and landmark declaration, the Global Ethic, expresses the universal values and principles shared by the world's religious, spiritual, and cultural traditions. Both the Global Ethic and the Golden Rule reveal the interdependence of all human persons, and raise a fundamental demand that every person must be treated humanely. My colleagues and I want to share the 5 directives in the global ethic as a way through the current societal challenges and global crises we face. It is the way of compassion, respect for life, and call for basic kindness toward one another. My colleagues will each share one of the declarations set forth in the global ethic.
This directive is a commitment to a culture of nonviolence and respect for life. For me, as a board member and as a Quaker, this is directly the expression of what many refer to as the Golden Rule, a simple expression of doing to others what you want done to yourself, because no one wants to be the target of violence, to be subjected to violence, and everyone deserves respect and to thrive. In the global ethic, we recognize we are in times where, quote, we find endless hatred, envy, jealousy, and violence, not only between individuals, but also between social and ethnic groups, between classes, races, nations, and religions. These emotions and actions and structural levels of violence erode our shared social fabric, undermine our hope for the future, and bring suffering, destruction, even death to countless peoples. Even in countries that claim to respect the rights of individuals and the rule of law, there are people who are unjustly arrested, imprisoned in inhumane conditions. In many places, people are tortured, held hostage. Millions of refugees are fleeing violence and finding little shelter or welcome. Dictators reign based on rules of terror and violence. In contrast, the global ethic connects a commitment to nonviolence with respect for life, all of life. It affirms that the lives of animals and plants which inhabit this planet with us deserve protection, preservation, and care. Thus, the first directive points toward the 5th, and all the directives follow from this basic principle: to embrace nonviolence and to respect life. I urge you to go to the Parliament's Global Ethic website, where you will find beautiful short videos that accompany a narration of each directive. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're well. I've been asked to share a few words with you today about the Parliament's global ethic, and in particular, the 2nd directive titled A Fundamental Demand. Every human being must be treated humanely. Indeed, at its core, this directive, and really the entire global ethic, centers on a principle that transcends culture, language, and religion. The Golden Rule, that simple, profound idea that we should treat others as we ourselves would wish to be treated. As this directive points out, we are all imperfect, fallible men and women with real limitations. We all know the reality of suffering and injustice, but it's precisely because we know this reality that we're compelled across faiths and philosophies to ask, what kind of world do we want to co-create? As the 2nd directive points out, we must build a world rooted in solidarity and a just economic order, an order based not on domination or greed, but on the Golden Rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This isn't moral poetry. It's a call to action for communities, governments, and institutions to place human dignity above profit and power. The directive reminds us that every person without exception must be treated humanely, as an end in themselves, never as a means. And we must never forget, the universe has ordained that we are born in different lands, speak different languages, and express our faiths in different ways. But psychologically, we are one. We all feel pain, we all long for meaning, and we all hope for justice. That shared inner world is our common ground. As the 2nd directive notes, this connection will not occur through happenstance. We collectively require a change in the inner orientation, the whole mentality, the hearts of the people, and a conversion from a false path to a new orientation for life. No one, no group, no government, no corporation stands above good and evil. We are all responsible to behave in a genuinely humane fashion, to do good and avoid evil. Religion alone cannot solve economic or environmental crises, but it can help spark the kind of inner transformation that these crises demand. A shift in orientation, a return to conscience. Like the Charter, it calls us to reject selfishness, whether personal or systematic, and to embrace compassion as a social ethic. That is not charity, it is justice. And justice begins by affirming the inalienable dignity of every person on this earth. Thank you, and have a good day.
The third directive of the global ethic calls all people to commit themselves to a culture of tolerance and a life of truthfulness. The global ethic reminds us that our great religious and ethical traditions teach that we should not lie, that we should speak and act truthfully. Yet we find ourselves in a world filled with lies, deceit, and cheating. People deserve to be treated with honesty and humaneness. No one has the right to lie to others or to lie about other people or other groups of people. It is especially important that politicians, business people, those who work in mass media, and representatives of religions tell the truth and do not spread misinformation, propaganda, fanaticism, or intolerance. As the Golden Rule teaches us, people who do not want to be manipulated by deceit must cultivate the discipline of speaking truthfully to others. And people who do not want to be lied about or have their communities, religious traditions, cultures lied about must strive to be truthful in their representation of others. The global ethic proclaims, without truthfulness and humaneness, there is no global justice. Thank you.
The fourth directive is do for all women and girls what you want done to you. Respect, equality, dignity, and freedom to choose who we marry and when and how or not to marry. To have equal education and training and job opportunities with equal pay for equal work, free from sexual harassment, abuse, and shaming. To participate fully in worship, decision-making in politics, work, sports, creative arts. To be heard and with respect to our unique contributions. To support family planning, healthcare, childcare, safe neighborhoods, and shelters. To have housing, given empathy and compassion when harmed by domination, violence, respect, and granted a safe place for healing and empowerment. Women and girls leadership, when fully empowered, has the potential to stop wars, the destruction and restoration of nature, to co-create prosperity for all, and bring about a world where all life thrives, where children's laughter is heard throughout the land and the sounds of guns are no more. Thank you.
The fifth directive of the global ethic is a commitment to a culture of sustainability and care for the earth. Mother Earth is our home. Just as we would not want to be harmed, we should not harm or degrade our Mother Earth and all the life forms it sustains. Caring for the earth is our moral, ethical responsibility as human beings to show empathy, love, and compassion, acknowledging that our actions affect the earth, its biotic and abiotic forms and ecosystems, both today and in the future. By focusing on sustainability, we embody the golden rule. Do not unto others that which would cause you pain if done to you, honoring the interconnectedness of all beings and showing care for the earth as we would wish to receive care ourselves. Thank you.
We wish to thank the Charter for Compassion for bringing to light the importance of the Golden Rule and for Golden Rule Day. Let us all go forth to show compassion and kindness to others and make the world a better place. Thank you.
I live in the city of Pune. What I love about Pune is that it's a city that has heart, it's got music and theater and everything, and it makes it a very wholesome and complete city.
Rotterdam is the second city of the Netherlands. It's all about buildings and building.
Las Vegas is actually an extraordinary place to live. What most people don't appreciate is that behind those images, there is a very compassionate heart.
Sacramento is the capital of California. They have really promoting artists right now, and so a lot of new murals are going up, which is really making the energy of the city a lot more dynamic.
About 40% of the population of Pune city lives in slums. The second thing I would say is the issue of education, making education even better than what it is today. The challenges of any big growing city is what Pune is also facing.
We have a very poor educational outcome in terms of students graduating.
Literacy levels that are very high in some areas, very low in others. So ensuring that our education system is reaching everyone.
25% of children grow up in poverty in Rotterdam. In my opinion, that's a huge amount.
So Las Vegas has its dark side, as any city does, and among those areas is our children. So 1 out of 10 of our teenagers attempt suicide.
Well, I think one of the top issues is homelessness in the city. The poor, poverty, is an issue that exists in a major city like Dallas.
Homelessness and poverty, and I know that's true for so many cities, but poverty is huge. 1 in 4 or 5 children are hungry and in poverty, living in poverty, and it's just not acceptable.
Inequality is growing in Australia. That is an issue. Environmental issues are big ones as well.
In Australia, every 5 days a woman is killed, generally by their partner. And interestingly, every day 6 people kill themselves, 5 of them are men.
Everything the world needs is there. You have the technology, you got the people, you got the money, you have volunteers, you have everything, and yet the world is not working. And I think the missing piece, the missing glue is compassion.
You can draw a line from Sandy Hook to Columbine to a number of different mass shootings here in America. And you can also ask the question, why? And the answer seems to be low emotional intelligence. And so compassion is really the curriculum for increasing emotional intelligence.
If humanity wants to save the world, I think the only path to reach that is the path of compassion. I'm so convinced about that.
We live in a time right now that's not very kind, but I think there's a lot of kind people out there, and we need to support and celebrate goodness and kindness. So we're just kind of changing the focus.
But it has to come from here, it has to come from you. It's personal responsibility, and you will feel uncomfortable, but that's okay. That is really okay. Feel uncomfortable.
I mean, really, I guess really what I want to say is the reason that we're compassionate is because our own healing is contingent on what we offer to other people.
And so what I think we need to develop is a transformation of a mindset from self-centeredness to one of other-centeredness, and begin to see others as I see myself.
It creates a ripple effect. You start with yourselves, your city, you advance to your state, your country, and before you know it, you've touched someone around the world.
I think it's imperative that we all join this movement and learn from each other and support each other and work towards a more wholesome world.
Hello, my name is Gary Senft. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees of the Charter for Compassion. I'm offering you my greetings today from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Winnipeg is the heart of the continent and the heart of Turtle Island. I'm on Treaty 1 land, which are the original lands of the Anishinaabe, Inawak, Anishinaabeg, the Dakota Oyate, and Dene, and on the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Winnipeg is one of the newer members of the Charter for Compassion. It is also the home of the Canadian Museum for Human Rights and has a long history of celebrating a very diverse community living together and sharing many different religions. I was at an interfaith dialogue meeting yesterday, and our group asked me to convey my greetings to those celebrating the International Day of the Golden Rule. The Golden Rule continues to shine as a beacon of light in what sometimes feels like dark times. Miigwech, and God bless.
Hey everyone, it's Erin Henry from Toronto, Canada and the Children's Charter for Compassion, wishing you all a very happy Golden Rule Day. What an honor it is to be part of such a global movement. I am so proud and blessed to be a part of it and very appreciative to be on the Board of Trustees for the Charter for Compassion. Take a moment, whatever it is, smile, hug, gratitude, pay it forward. I encourage all of us on a daily basis. We will make a difference. We will make a change. And I look forward to our future. Have the best day.
Salam, shalom, peace, namaste. I am Imam Jamal Rahman from Seattle, Washington, USA. I am passionate about compassion because it reminds us of our shared humanity. In a world which is filled with division, compassion is the antidote we all need. And I've seen how even the smallest acts of kindness can multiply and change lives. Amen.
Hello, I'm Will Rucker, and I'm joining you from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, in the United States. Compassion matters to me because it reconnects us to what's most important, our shared humanity. In a world that often moves way too fast and feels far too divided, compassion invites us to slow down, to listen, and to care for one another in real and meaningful ways. I believe in a future where compassion is the norm, where our leaders make decisions rooted in love, where communities are built on inclusion and hope, where every child grows up knowing that they belong and every person is treated with dignity. That's the world I'm working toward, because compassion changes everything. That's why I serve on the board of the Charter for Compassion, because I believe in a world where compassion shapes policies, transforms communities, and truly changes lives. Join me and join us. Every act of compassion, no matter how small, moves us closer to a world that's not only more just, but more joyful. Let's imagine boldly, act bravely, and build this compassionate world together. Because the future we dream of begins with the compassion we choose today.
Hello, my name is Carlos Ordóñez and I'm joining from Monterrey, Mexico. I've seen how a small act of kindness can multiply and change lives. That is why I'm so proud to serve on the board of the Charter for Compassion, helping compassion come to life in communities around the world. Join us. One small act can lead to something extraordinary. Blessings to you all.
Respect affirmation in Lakesh. You are my other me.
You are my other me.
If I do harm to you,
If I do harm to you,
I do harm to myself.
I do harm to myself.
If I love and respect you,
If I love and respect you,
I love and respect myself.
I love and respect myself.
You are my other me.
You are my other me.
If I do harm to you, I do harm to myself.
If I do harm to you, I do harm to myself.
If I love and respect you, I love and respect myself.
If I love and respect you, I love and respect myself.
Amen.
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 Amen to that. Cheers.
You are my other me.
If I do harm to you,
I do harm to myself. When I love and respect you,
I love and respect myself.
If I do harm to you, I do harm to myself. If I love and respect you, I love and respect myself.
Eres mi otro yo.
Eres mi otro yo.
Si te hago daño a ti,
Si te hago daño a ti,
me hago daño a mí.
me hago daño a mí.
Si yo te amo y te respeto a ti,
Si yo te amo y te respeto a ti,
me amo y me respeto a mí.
me amo y me respeto a mí.
Gracias.
Gracias.
You are my other me.
You are my other me.
If I do harm to you,
If I do harm to you,
I do harm to myself.
I do harm to myself.
If I love and respect you,
If I love and respect you,
I love and respect myself.
I love and respect myself.
Me.
You are my other me.
If I do harm to you,
If I do harm to you,
I do harm to myself.
I do harm to myself.
If I love and respect you,
If I love and respect you,
I love and respect myself.
I love and respect myself.
Et puis, je compte 1, 2, 3.
Tu es mon dos de moi. Si je te fais du mal, c'est à moi-même que je fais du mal. Si je t'aime et je respecte, je m'aime et je me respecte moi-même.
Merci.
So look at each other and then I'll say the words and then you say them. Ready? So, you are my other me.
You are my other me.
If I do harm to you,
If I do harm to you,
then I do harm to myself.
then I do harm to myself.
And if I love and respect you,
If I love and respect you,
then I love and respect myself.
then I love and respect myself.
And then you can be done with that.
Dear brothers and sisters, on behalf of members of United Religions Initiative from diverse religions, spiritual expressions, indigenous tradition and cultures in Africa and the rest of the world, I present to you greetings of peace and blessings. It is indeed a great honor and pleasure for me to share with you this message on the occasion of the celebration of the 2025 Golden Rule Day, to highlight the importance of the teaching of the Golden Rule to foster peaceful coexistence, mutual respect, human dignity, interfaith harmony, compassion, cohabitation, and collective future for the good of humanity. April 5th was proclaimed in 2007 as the Golden Rule Day by United Religions Initiative Africa and Interfaith Peacebuilding Initiative, known as IPI, in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. And since then, it has been celebrated in over 120 countries. As you know, one of the most constantly progressive ideas in human history, being both ancient and relevant to our world today, is that of reciprocity, human virtues, compassion, and shared values, and shared humanity. As indicated in the basic teaching of the Golden Rule, which says, treat others the way you want to be treated, stated from different holy books and scriptures, the Golden Rule is the manifestation of the spirit of Ubuntu, as you know, which means I am because we are. The Golden Rule is a practical action to foster peace, interfaith harmony, and to counter discrimination, greedy, hate speech, violence, xenophobia, exclusion, marginalization, and incitement which lead to war and the violation of human rights. The message of the Golden Rule is more relevant than ever in our world, as it will help us in the pursuit of social justice, peace, and compassion. The Golden Rule and Ubuntu help us to disarm fear, to open the world for a better change, and to lay the foundation for lasting peace in an increasingly globalized world in which societies are growing more diverse. Golden Rule and Ubuntu are central to living together. The Golden Rule and Ubuntu help us to extend our concerns beyond ourselves and to embrace the greater understanding and respect for others. The teaching of the Golden Rule also help us to promote universal values aimed at building communal life, human rights, cohesion, and interdependence for collective well-being without leaving no one behind. In this divide and conflict-torn world, we cannot remain as we are, nor can we go back. We need to move forward in a new direction for us to live in peace without marginalizing and killing each other and destroying the environment. The roadmap to make this happen is by living and acting based on the teaching of the Golden Rule and embracing the spirit of Ubuntu. It's with this in mind that we are celebrating the Golden Rule Day every year on April 5th to promote this core value of life in the world, as it is antidote to most of social ills facing our world. Finally, I call upon each of us to make personal pledge for peace and non-violence and be compassionate by living according to the teaching of the Golden Rule and embracing the spirit of Ubuntu in our daily life and be the change we want to see in the world, as stated by Mahatma Gandhi. Attaining peace in people's hearts is a precondition of attaining peace in the world. We need to be responsible global citizens and play our part to our best ability in being the peace we want to see in the world. May peace, Golden Rule, and the spirit of Ubuntu and compassion prevail on earth. This is Muse Hailu, Regional Director of United Religion Initiative for Africa and representative of URI to the Africa Union and the United Nations Office in Africa. Blessings.
This is Ben Bowler from Unity Earth, and I'm so excited to be here talking about something that I'm passionate about, which is Golden Rule Day, April 5th, and has been now for many years, co-convened by the United Religions Initiative with the Charter for Compassion, in particular our dear brother Ambassador Musi Haidu, who has led the creation of Golden Rule Day. So we are thrilled and delighted to be participating with you in this celebration for 2025. But really every year and every day is Golden Rule Day, as Ambassador Musi has done a tremendous job, and all of the team of highlighting the universal nature of the Golden Rule and the basic foundational ethical principles of do unto others as you would have them do to you. It is something that is found in all the wisdom traditions and all the spiritual perspectives, going back to the most ancient indigenous wisdom, philosophical frameworks, all the way through the revelations and the religions of the axial age that we know today as the world's great religions, and all now onto emerging spiritual ideas, thoughts, philosophies, and new ways of thinking. But at the very heart of it, this idea of the golden rule of treating others the way that we wish to be treated ourselves. It is the foundation for happiness in families, and the foundation for happiness and flourishing in communities and in societies globally. It is a mature perspective. It is one that is an ethical framework to which we can all connect and endorse, regardless of our particular backgrounds or philosophical leanings or cultural experiences. So I want to congratulate and commend everybody for participating in this Golden Rule Day. And from all of us at Unity Earth and the Unity Earth community, we are delighted to be a part of this. We want to extend our heartfelt congratulations to Ambassador Musi and to everybody at the United Religions Initiative around the world, in Africa, and through the Charter of Compassion organizations, which are also highlighting this important day of the Golden Rule, to treat others the way we wish to be treated. Let it be a guiding light as we go forward from here to create cultures of peace on planet Earth. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching, for joining us for this celebration of Golden Rule Day, this 2025. Thank you to all the people and organizations that contributed to the programming. Stay tuned for Golden Ruleism and their offering that is happening right after this in the same stream, so you don't even have to turn this off. As action items, the only thing I can say is let's take action. But the most important thing that I'm hoping is that for next year, we can organize something a lot bigger for Golden Rule Day. Maybe even some sort of virtual conference. The Charter for Compassion now has access to Ring Central, which is a great platform in which we could develop more of this idea. So if any of you are interested, please email me, felipe@charterforcompassion.org, or contact@charterforcompassion.org. Or you can always reach out through our social media platforms as well. So we can start this planning so that we can have a great event next Golden Rule Day 2026. Thank you so much. And
Hello, folks. Welcome to Golden Rule Day, Golden Rulism Day, and I am here talking to an old buddy, an old friend. Although we're a couple of hours apart now, actually no, just one hour apart. But it's getting dark in this part of the world where I am, and I think it's still maybe bright where my friend and mentor and colleague Hugh Doyle is coming in from the north of Ireland, the northwest of Ireland. Although he does point out very often that it's down south. So I'm going to be introducing Hugh Doyle in a couple of seconds. But I want to welcome everybody to this day, to Golden Rule Day, where we're going to be looking at a few different themes. But today, I would love to be able to humanize Golden Rule, Golden Rulism. I am Shane O'Connor, and I'm one of the team leaders within the project, which is an initiative that stemmed from the Charter for Compassion, which is also stemmed from the Golden Rule. So we're celebrating the connections that we have. And we're going to be looking at the theme, which is humanity's timeless compass through the lives of two people that have signed up for a project, hopefully not under too much duress, but have signed up to become ambassadors, Golden Rulism ambassadors. And we're going to show you all about how to get onto to our website and how to sign up. If you're interested in walking the talk of the Golden Rule, of Golden Rulism, we'd love to have you on board. But I'm going to put it back over to my friend who I probably came in contact with 21, 22 years ago. I always get this date wrong, Hugh, so I apologize, but you're much better at dates. And you probably were the first person that, for me, opened these questions, these conversations around what is it to be compassionate? What is it to be empathic? What is it to have kindness, not as a sense of weakness in your life, but what is it to use these skills and attributes in a very profound and a strong way, but not just in our inner world, but the world around us as well. So you were my youth worker, my mentor, and we've stayed in touch for many years. And in fact, your family is not in any way distant from Golden Rule, because I think it was 2 years ago, your two sons, they performed live for Golden Rule Day. They performed a song that was written for Golden Rulism. And it was a live performance from your home, which was lovely as well to have the boys involved. So 2 years on, we've got their daddy on board. And what I'd like to start off with you, if possible, is really just to ask you the concepts, the principles that we call them in Golden Rulism, or the Golden Rule as people know it throughout the world, maybe in your profession as a chaplain in a school in Ireland, in the Republic of Ireland, this concept of treating others and the earth as you want to be treated, or in a slightly more nuanced way we look at it within Golden Rulism, is to do for all others, both directly and indirectly, what you would want done for you, or don't do for any others, either directly or indirectly, what you wouldn't want done for you. So this is the guide that we're looking for, the principles, or the ethic. How does this ethic play a part or a role in your life? And maybe if you could just guide us through. We've got about 6 minutes for this as well, so I'm putting you on the pressure, putting you on the spot here, Hugh. But thank you for joining us, first of all.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for that introduction, Shane, and I'm delighted to be part of Golden Rule Day. And yeah, I was just telling one of my sons, Cahir, there this evening that I was coming on to talk to you about Golden Rule Day, and he's really fond memories of that day when himself and Kieran and the other band members played a song or a number of songs that day as part of Golden Rule Day. So yeah, as you said, I'm a chaplain, a school chaplain, and teacher in a school in Donegal here in the Republic of Ireland. So it's a high school, secondary school, comprehensive school. So I work with young people from 12 up to 19. So that whole spectrum of growing up in adolescence, difficult time, challenging time, wonderful time also, and a time of great fun, but also a time that presents so much challenge for young people. So I suppose my role in the school is to support the young people, to support the staff, and to also support the wider community and make links and connections, and try to develop ways where the young people can support each other. So that's a kind of key that I've noticed over many long years working with young people, and it's 25 years now this summer that we first met, just to make you feel old, but and young as well at the same time. But yeah, so over those years, it's really it's been about creating opportunities where young people can support each other, and I suppose that's what I try to do in my work. Often young people the students will come in first year when they start their secondary school journey, and they feel quite alone, and really the kind of key for a lot of them is to find one even other student that they can kind of befriend and support, or to find a group that they can call, or they can feel that they belong to and support one another. So yeah, as you say, it's so important that we do treat each other as we would like to be treated, and I suppose in our schools and in our wider community, we try to do that, and it's not always successful, and sometimes we hurt each other, and there's a piece of work around facilitation there where we would try to bring students back together with, if they have been hurt, and to work out then what it was that they did that hurt the other person, and they try to, I suppose, learn from that. So that's a key thing about growing up, a key thing of adolescence, developing the sense of who you are, developing the sense of right relation with the people around you, be those your peers and the teachers and the other staff and the wider community as well.
Thanks, Hugh, for that. And I know that you've talked about that in your role as a chaplain in a school, which is a hugely important role from my experience of working in schools across Ireland as well. And I'm sure people can relate to that. But you also have many other hats. You're not wearing a hat right now, but you do have hats. Father, you mentioned, partner, you're a coach, you're somebody who's seeking justice. I don't want to give titles to that, but seeking justice all the time that I've known you, 25 years, and also mad fanatical sports fan. So, I mean, I am from my reciprocity, from what I'm looking at where you're doing it, it's in all of those roles as well. And modeling it is something I think is so important as well. And I suppose this is a chance to appreciate that and to thank you, because I have some of those hats now that I didn't have 25 years ago, but to see somebody putting them into action is really important. And I think that gratitude for that and affirmation is also important. So I thank you live. But maybe moving just to maybe bring this conversation, and it's so short, but a conversation around how you've been able to observe these concepts of reciprocity, of kindness, empathy, compassion in a more local way, because I know that your village, the village where you live right now and where you're coming in from, has experienced fairly dramatic trauma and tragedy over the last while. But if you could talk us through even an example or two where you've seen these concepts come into real life action.
Yeah, well, as you say, I live here in Creeslough now in County Donegal, and just over 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, there was an explosion at the local shop and set of apartments above it, and anyway, 10 people tragically lost their lives. But as you say, the response of the local community and the wider community here in Donegal and across Ireland to support the people in the moment, in the immediate aftermath and the longer term aftermath has been phenomenal, really. And I suppose what's happening over the last year or so is the community association here in Creeslough is really being built up and supported, and we have a community hub now where people come together for all manner of different activities and interests, and it's a nice place where people can just drop in for a cup of tea, but also meet other people from the community, and that's really, I suppose, playing a key role in the healing of the hurt and the trauma that was experienced, particularly by the families of those who died, but also, I suppose, by the wider community as well. So and it's ongoing. I suppose it's a very slow process of healing after such trauma happened, but there's a lot of people in the community here who do really tremendous work to bring the community together. And there always was, I suppose, like as you say, I'm not from here, but I've been here 20 years. But I know that there's always been great work that has gone on in the community here to support each other, and I suppose that's the kind of the key. in communities that, you know, we don't live in isolation, or we try not to live in isolation, that we can go outside of our house and we know people, and we can join together in activities to make the place a better place, whether that's, you know, going out to do the local cleanup, you know, once or twice a year, where we show care for our community and care for the environment, or we're planting trees, or we're taking part in the local community garden, we're watering flowers. We're trying to, you know, care for the community and care for the environment as well. And I know that's an important part of Golden Ruleism, that we also care for the environment, because is the environment, we are part of the environment. We are people, we're humans, and how we treat each other is important, but also how we treat the environment, because we are part of the world. We are part of this earth, and we really need to be kind to it as well.
I think it's vitally important, and it's probably a good note to finish this part of the conversation, at least before we jump into the second part. But yeah, treating others directly and indirectly, and that's all others. The all is a small word, but particularly on Earth Week as well, which should be Earth Day every day. But I think it's a huge part of it, and it's one of the things that I would see and appreciate from rural communities, rural towns like the one that you're living in, that it's the ecosystem, it's interconnected and interdependent in the healing, but also in the moving forward as well. So I think it's a really important point to bring up as well. So thanks a million, Hugh. That's going to bring our part one of our conversation to an end, but we'll see in a wee minute. Maybe we'll take a bit of a breather to digest some of that from what we've been talking about here, but thanks for listening.
Okay, Shane, thank you.
Okay, folks, welcome back to part two of our conversation with Hugh Doyle, our first ever Golden Ruleism ambassador, who's having a live conversation here. And we're going to be guiding you through in this part of the conversation around how we would love you to join us in this mission, I suppose, to get as many compassionate, kind, empathic people around the globe together, connected and feeding that sense of interconnection. So what I'm going to attempt to do here is share my screen to our homepage, which is goldenruleismcan.org. CAN standing for Children, for Animals, and for Nature. And we finished our conversation, our first part of the conversation, talking about the environment, talking about the ecosystem, and animals and nature being part of that, and also integrating the concept and the conversations of children, and us being empathic towards them and trying to understand, but also sharing that compassion as role models as well, and trying to inspire children. So this is what we're about, essentially. It's a positive personal action we're looking for the benefit of children, animals, and Mother Nature. So on our homepage, you can see that the two principles there, they're simple, they're elegant, and they're trying to put into action these words. So it's not just about reading the words, but trying to understand them. And I'm delighted to have Hugh here as an example, without making him blush on the screen, as an example who's somebody who's decided to say, yes, I will sign up, I'll put my pin on the map, because I can connect to these principles. And within the website as well, you can go down. There's a lot of freebies to download to get the book, the little book of Golden Ruleism, in English, in Spanish, and we now have that fully available in Arabic as well. And then the very bottom of our page here as well, we've got a link for parents, for educators, for uncles, aunties, anybody who's connected with animals, with nature, and with children. We've got a lot of resources to be able to bring up the conversation around how we can integrate empathy, kindness, compassion, in a seamless way. It's already being done, but there's certain events like today, this week, Ramadan came to an end, and we've also got Lent happening, and we've also got International Women's Month as well. So there's a lot of different concepts, themes that we can bring these themes in, and these resources, they connect to our social media as well, which is, the link is here, and you can download them. They're all for free. The book itself can be downloaded and got for free, or we can purchase it, and the money goes back into the ecosystem of what we're trying to do here. But first and foremost, what I'd love to bring to your attention is the ambassadors. So we'll open up the page here, and you can see that all of the people that have pins close to their name or close to their country, they've signed up to become a member of the Golden Ruleism Ambassadors Network, and Hugh is one such person. So if we were to try and locate Hugh, we have to come through a few other people here on the island of Ireland. You'll see these borders that divide people sometimes, but it's people that reconnect people, not borders. And all the way up here, we have the pin, which locates our Golden Rulism ambassador, our friend and mentor back home in the northwest of Ireland. So you can see there's an opportunity to put a short message here as well. So what Hugh has said, Hugh said here, it's a worldwide community. We can journey better together to overcome oppression. And we will be exploring that word oppression because, you know, kindness, compassion, and empathy, and all the synonyms that go with that, they're not about the wishy-washy sort of weak type of words that we mentioned earlier on. Challenging oppression, challenging injustice, at the heart of injustice, we can use these same tools and principles. And so we've got Hugh there in Donegal, just outside Letterkenny, in this beautiful town called Creeshla. If anyone ever has a chance to visit, I'd highly recommend it. We've got a few other people here you can see in Derry. Maeve O'Neill just coming in here. I don't know whether they would connect with what Google Maps says of where they're living. I would imagine Maeve, from knowing Maeve as well. I know the first 100 ambassadors on this map, and then it's spreading out like hopefully compassionate wildflowers, not wildfire. And we're getting people all over the world. But putting it very simply, if you can just be anything in this world, be kind. And we have a good friend over here, sticking in Ireland. We have Sean O'Boyle, and he's talking about, in terms of his kindness message, is our Scra Akela our Maris Nadini. So an Irish proverb, an Irish saying, which means it is the shelter or the shadow of each of us that the people live. And so just taking the wise and the wisdom from Sean and connecting these few people in the north of Ireland, or the northwest of Ireland, and then scrolling out a little bit, we'll see people across the UK, we'll see people across Europe, and we have today, in the last 48 hours, we've seen the continent of Africa, which many of us will know there's quite a lot of countries, there's 55 countries. We can see that we've almost fully populated the map of Africa, which is, it's an incredible achievement. I don't know people in all of these countries. We knew some people in some of these countries, and they have gone and shared the message of to become a Golden Rulism ambassador, to share the kindness, to share the empathy. And we're going to be zoning in a couple of minutes here to talk about one other ambassador who is due to join us for this conversation, but in real time, because there's a real life genocide, apartheid, ethnic cleansing, occupation, and many other things to describe the oppression of the Palestinian people. Our friend Sanabel wasn't able to make this conversation, but she was able to put her pin on the map. And Sanabel says, as a Muslim Palestinian mother, my aspiration is to live by the values of empathy, compassion, and kindness, nurturing these qualities in my family and community while standing strong in our shared faith and resilience. We're going to find out a little bit more about Sanabel and how her journey using these tools has connected with both myself and Hugh, but also to say, in terms of the connection of somebody living under such horrific conditions today and recognizing that these conditions should not be lived by any human, any animal, any part of nature, but they are. And we need to, in some way, interconnect, and strive towards challenging these injustices. But Sanabel, despite all of that, and despite the challenge she faces, is an extremely resilient individual. She has translated the full Golden Rulism book into Arabic. She has gone on to write some poetry, which we've been able to use and share around the world. And she's written, inspired by Golden Rulism, she's written a children's book and illustrated it. So this woman is extremely talented, extremely resilient. But right now, unfortunately, this evening is not able to join us because she is under attack in Palestine. So just to give you an example of the type of people that have signed up around the world, we have somebody here that I don't know, which is fantastic, in Egypt. And just to read out and close this conversation with a message from Egypt as well. So the kindness message is to have courage, to be kind. These simple yet profound words hold timeless truth. Kindness is not just a gentle act, it's a powerful force that can heal wounds, bridge divides, and transform lives. It takes courage to be kind in a world that can sometimes feel harsh. But every small act of compassion ripples outwards, touching hearts in ways that many will never fully see. So it's brilliant. It's inspiring for me to know that a small project that we're part of facilitating, is taking wings, is taking legs, and traveling all over the globe. So please do sign up. Go onto our website, click onto the ambassadors. You've got lots of resources to be able to use as well. It's a very small team of people that has stemmed from the Charter for Compassion, and they're one of our main partners still. So we have our mission, we have our vision here as well, and we have our partnerships, which are hopefully going to go from strength to strength. So small team, led initially by Craig, who's the founder, Craig Klein in the United States. And then we have a really unflattering photograph of myself and my beautiful partner here, who's Elena Hermosa, and the co-leader at the moment. So I'm going to leave you with that, but please, please, please do get in touch with us. We want you to join us. If you want to join and put your pin on the map, do what Hugh has done in the northwest of Ireland and put your pin on the Golden Rulism Ambassadors map. Tá fáilte romh. All right, Hugh, I'm going to join you for the third part of our conversation. Thanks for staying with me.
Okay.
Okay, Akarja, our friends, welcome back to the third part of this Golden Rule Day contribution from the Golden Rulism team, where we're also launching the Golden Rulism Ambassadors Network. And we still have Hugh on the line, so thanks, Hugh, for staying with us. I'm going to ask you, Hugh, why did you sign up to become a Golden Rulism Ambassador?
Well, you kept asking me for like about 10 times in a row, so I eventually just signed up to keep you quiet. No, I'm only kidding. Well, if you don't ask, that's true. You won't get anywhere. So, no, I had a look at the website, and it's really fantastic, Shane. What you're trying to do with the Golden Rulism. There's some great resources, and I love the idea of the map and the pin on the map, because it really is something concrete. You know, sometimes when you read something, it can be kind of up here, just in the head, but when you actually see something really practical, you see actual real people pinning their location to the map. It actually genuinely helps you to connect and to see what you're doing in terms of the worldwide context of so many people really who are genuinely following Golden Rulism, trying to reach out and be kind and be empathetic all around the world, because we do hear so much of the really kind of horrible things that are happening in the world, and there's, you know, we can reach a point of despair if we listen to that philosophy all the time, and I think maybe sometimes the powers that be want us to reach that point of despair. So it's really important to work against that, and to work with kindness, and to work with empathy, and to show kindness and to show empathy to the people around us, and in a just way, and to animals, and to nature as well, and to spread that message in the face of so much difficulties in the world.
Yeah, thank you, Hugh. And you mentioned there are people who may feel alone, and people who might feel in that sense of despair. There is one such people right now who may feel that sense of being isolated, left alone, while their people are being massacred on a daily basis. Rather than going into the overall context and the political side of things right now, recognizing that we're speaking at a time when there's a genocide happening, but we also have a face of that genocide. And myself and yourself have been connected for more than 2 decades now with a group of people, a group of inspirational people that we met at a peace center back 21 years ago. And Sanabel was one of the leaders of the Palestinian group. We had young people from all over the world, from different conflict zones, with their stories, with their perspectives, but with their human connection as well. And so we've stayed in touch. And I'm going to invite Hugh now to do what I would have been asking Sanabel to do in person, is to share some of her words in the form of her poetry. She has the book, which will get launched as well in the next week or so, which is around young kids themselves not having despair, not having this sense of isolation, but at the same time, that's what her children are feeling. That's what she's feeling as well. So our empathy and our thoughts and our compassion do go to Sanabel and the people and all people who are living under oppression right now. The journey has been a very powerful and strong one as a friend to people who are suffering right now. So what can we do? Compassion, empathy, kindness might give us some solace. They might be the motivation, but there's still big questions out there to, you know, putting your pin on the map is one thing, but what else can we do? Thinking about the Golden Rule as a guide and Golden Rulism, and just expressing, using our motivations to come up with actions to challenge injustice and work towards justice. But Hugh, if you wouldn't mind reciting one of the poems, and I know she has many, but this is one that's connected with you as well.
Yeah, as you say, Sanabel is a wonderful writer and a wonderful poet, and she has a great ability to capture the essence of a scene and what that means for the people connected to that particular scene. So the scene of this particular poem is the aftermath of a bombing, where she sees the image of a baby's bottle that has just been left behind and strewn amongst the rubble. So it's called In Chilling Echoes They Preach Not to Weep. In chilling echoes they preach not to weep. But what of innocence in chaos we keep? A child's grasp shattered, despair in the air. Under ruins, a soul stripped, laid bare. In war's cruel dance, they spout spilt milk's refrain. Yet each life lost mocks a cruel, heartless game. In a world consumed by whispers, we plead and mourn, not just lost, but shattered, torn. Tales of spilt coffee once brought delight, but this last sip bitter in fading twilight. An elder's love poured in every cup, now silenced, entombed, buried deep, built up. The world turns a deaf ear to our cries. Innocent withers within silent goodbyes. Not just the fallen, but the ones pleading. In a world where dreams lie shattered, bleeding.
All right, Mila Michael to you. Thank you. Sanabal, a powerful voice in need of powerful voices, and certainly there was resonance in the words that you were reading there for me, Hugh, when she talks about the ears that have deafened upon sighs, and thinking about songs that were written not so far from you, where you grew up in County Down. You know, the Tommy Sands song, "An eye for an eye is all that fills their mind, another eye for another eye until everyone was blind." There's resonance from a place that suffered conflict in the past and still has the recipes there today. And I know you've been working for many decades on that. But to all people, but right now, particularly the Palestinian people who are suffering the wrath of deaf ears, but also the wrath of oppression, of governments that continue to fund weapons to be sent to oppress the people of Palestine, to the people within Palestine to feel that hopelessness, helplessness, and voicelessness, to make them feel that there are people who are listening, there are people who are acting, and there are people who have a huge amount of kindness and empathy and compassion and a will and a desire to end the oppression. And by ending the oppression in Palestine and by working on ways to seek justice for the Palestinian people, I think we can end oppression in many other parts of the world as well. So thank you so much for reading that powerful poem out. And yeah, we don't just want words. We know that we need more. So please, we invite you to come together on Golden Rule Day and every other day after Golden Rule Day, the 364 days as well that are to come, to connect with communities, with neighbors, with others who are seeking the same thing as we are. And we want you to know that there's spaces like the hub that Hugh talked about in his hometown of Krishna, bringing people together for connection, for healing, for that sense of shared community and love as well. There's international spaces, and the Charter for Compassion and Golden Rulism want to be able to act as one of those spaces as well to keep that going. So Gurv Mila Mai got Hugh Akarja. Any last words before we finish this conversation, Hugh, as well? Like, I'm always looking for the last word, but I'd like to give it to you on Golden Rule Day.
Well, I suppose just to try and implement, to be really kind of practical, to look out for other people, to look out for the environment, even something really small, like, you know, like picking up some rubbish that you see on the street and putting it in the bin, or doing something nice for somebody, bringing them a wee cup of tea, or buying someone a coffee or something in a reusable cup. Buy someone a coffee in a reusable cup.
Beautiful. I love that. It's the simplicity of that, and it's the elegant simplicity of that. You can do that, and you benefit, the receiver benefits, and anybody who's watching that act will also benefit as well, and on a physiological and on a cellular level. But it's something practical. You could probably listen to this conversation and do today or over the next few days. So thanks a million, Hugh. I look forward to connecting with you again very, very soon. And anybody listening in, happy Golden Rule Day, happy Golden Rulism Day, and hopefully we can be in touch again soon enough. Slán go fóill.
Slán.
Thanks you.